Hey guys, welcome back to the movie summary. Beginning of the movie we see a person. He came to leave his daughter Therese with her sister Madame for a few days. Therese's mother died recently. Therese's father gave some money to his sister and said that I will come back soon and left. Madame also has a son whose name is Camille. Camille was always suffering from illness. There is only one room in Madame's house. So she used to make Therese and Camille sleep together. Therese used to remember when her father would come and take her. She will grow old by waiting for her father. But his father never came back. Now Therese is very beautiful. She looks at a worker in the distance and does hand job. Thus she fulfills her wish. Camille confronts Therese on her way home. Therese immediately asks Camille to kiss her. But Camille kisses her on the cheek. Then Therese says to kiss on the lips, not like this. Just then Madame comes there. She tells Therese that your dad is dead. Then Therese gets very upset. After a few days, Camille gets the job. So they all have to go to Paris. Before going there, Madame tells Therese that your wedding will be with Camille. Therese has no other option, so she agrees to the marriage. Later they three will shift to Paris. There Camille gets busy in his job. Therese doesn't like this marriage at all. And she feels like she is in a prison. Camille works hard to support his family. One day Camille comes home after completing his work. Then Therese tries to get intimate with Camille. But Camille is tired so he goes to bed. Camille is unable to satisfy Therese due to his illness. The next day Camille brings home Laurent, his childhood friend. He is also working with Camille now. Madame is also very happy to see Laurent. Laurent was also a good painter. Therese is attracted to him. Laurent also realizes that Therese sees him. Later Laurent Camille is painting. Therese is also there and watching Laurent. Camille likes that painting very much. Now Camille has a job to do and leaves there. There are only Laurent and Therese in that room. Laurent tells Therese that take off your clothes, I will paint you. Therese likes him and immediately does as he says. Later they both make private time together. Since then they maintain a relationship. They always get intimate when they have time. A few days pass like that. Now, Therese is madly in love with Laurent. And she is afraid that Laurent will leave her. Camille understands that Therese is behaving strangely. Therese is not behaving like before with Camille. Camille tells all this with Laurent. Then Laurent says everything will be normal. That night, Camille somehow becomes intimate with Therese. But Therese is not satisfied at all. The next day, while Laurent and Therese were getting intimate, Madame entered the room. Soon Therese hides Laurent under her gown. Then Laurent is inside doing some naughty things. Therese doesn't know what to do. Madame says what happened to Therese. Therese says that she has a slight headache. Then Madame leaves from there. After few days Camille comes back and says we are going to the village. The reason why Camille took this decision is because Therese has been distancing herself from Camille ever since she came here. She doesn't behave like this when she is in village. Therese is shocked to hear this. Because she never met Laurent when she went back to village. That same night, Therese tells Laurent everything that happened. Then Camille says we should kill him. Hearing this, Therese gets very scared. Then Laurent says don't get tense, let's create his death as if it happened naturally. Therese can't sleep that night. Wondering if this is the right thing to do. Finally she decided to kill Camille. Next day they go to a park together. Camille gets tired of walking there and falls asleep on Therese's lap. After he wakes up the three go boating together. Even there, Therese wonders if it was right to kill Camille. In the next scene, we see Laurent saving Therese and bringing her to the shore. They both cry and act out. And creates a story that Camille drowned because their boat sank. Hearing this, the madam cries a lot. Some people find Camille's body in the lake. Later his funeral will be done. On the other hand, Madame has many doubts about her son's death. That night, Therese and Laurent become intimate. One day Madame Frustration says you were with Camille, how did you leave him when he was dying? Therese scolds her if the boat sinks, how did you survive? After a while Madame becomes normal. She also apologizes to Therese. But Madame still doesn't know that Therese has killed her son. That night Therese can't sleep due to terrible dreams. still feels regret about the mistake she made. On the other hand, Laurent is also afraid. Later they both talk together. Therese says to Laurent that it's not because of me anymore, let's go somewhere together. But Laurent doesn't agree. Because he wants to get Camille's property. Therese then says that all the property is name of Madame. Laurent tells Therese to act as if you remember Camille well. The next day, Therese acts like she cried a lot. Madame and her friends hear her crying. Then they told Madame that she remembering Camille very well. And also says that you should marry her again as soon as possible. Madame says okay for that. Then they tells Laurent is a good boy. We can marry Therese and Laurent. Hearing this, Madame agreed their decision. They tell Therese and Laurent the same thing. They also says okay to this marriage. Later they both get married. Laurent is very happy on his wedding day. But Therese feels very regretful that I killed my husband to fulfill my desires. Therese can't bear to see Madame cry every day. Therese tells Laurent how Camille died. Laurent says you are there too. Therese says I closed my eyes in fear. She asks if he is dead, shivering. Laurent says no, I killed him without bothering him. Both of them have a fight over this issue. A few days pass like this. Madame cannot forget her son. One day Madame was sitting in the park when she suddenly had a heart attack. Paralysis also comes along with that. Now Laurent wants to kill Madame because he wants to take the entire property. But Therese comes to protect Madame from him. One day, while Therese was bathing Madame, Laurent came and quarreled with Therese. Then they curse each other saying you killed Camille. Madame listens to all their words. Laurent also brings poison to kill Madame. That day Madame writes the names of those who killed her son in front of her friends. Madame Friend reads this and goes to tell the rest of the friends and elders about what happened. Therese and Laurent are very tense that other people know about them. And they decide to kill the Madame anyway. Later they take Madame to a river. There they both repent for killing Camille. They will also change their decision. They drink the poison drink without giving it to the Madame. So they both die. Later Madame Friends come there and take her away. This is how this movie ends.